Hello, and welcome to another episode of my 30 plus decks. Today I'm going to be using a soldier deck with Myrel, Shield of Argive. Myrel, I don't know. I'll call her Myrel, Shield of Argive. 3 and a white, so it's a 4-cost, 3/4 human soldier. During my turn, my opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. And whenever Myrel, Shield of Argive, attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. So pretty much it's, similar in my mind to a Krenko-like effect. So hey, if you have 10 goblins, then you tap him and you make 10 more goblins. This one's like if I have 10 soldiers, I attack with her and I make 10 more soldiers. I really don't have ways to give extra combats, but I definitely do have a lot of soldiers. I had a soldier deck for a while. It was an Elspeth versus Kiora dual deck that I've had for years, and I ended up just kind of tuning that over the years and then converting it over to a commander with Myrel as the commander. So let's jump right in. I've already got my hand. And let's see how soldiers can do. Turn 1. I draw. Okay. Land. Turn 2 and pass. I know that I do have a number of soldiers that are cheap, but in my hand right now, 3 is the only ones that I've got. So I just kind of breeze through the first couple of turns. They're all the same. Land and go. I'll tap these 3 on turn 3 to cast Court Street Denizen. 2/2. Whenever another white creature enters the battlefield under my control, tap target creature an opponent controls. This one's a human soldier, and it's just great, especially for the number of soldiers I'm planning on making. The only thing about it is this one is whenever white creatures enter, and Myrel is specifically making 1/1 colorless soldiers, so it's not a perfect synchronization, but I still have a number of ways to make a bunch of soldiers. Let's go to turn 4. Untap, upkeep, draw. Land for turn. I'm going to tap these 4 to cast Myrel, Shield of Argive. Because of Court Street Denizen, I will tap down something, and then I'm just going to move to my turn 5. Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm going to go ahead and play another Plains. I will tap this for white and 2. And it is as I cast this spell, so it's an extra white and 1. Casting and doing Offspring for Steelburr Champion. Now this one came out of one of the Bloombarrow commanders, so I'll zoom in on it. It's a 1/1 with Offspring, so I paid for that. It's a vigilance creature, and whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. So right now I am playing uncontested. I really don't have any ways to, see if my opponents are casting those kinds of spells. I also don't specifically have that token of immediately available, so let's just use this infinite token, and I will leave it blank for now. So these are both 1/1 vigilances that if an opponent casts a non-creature spell, I put a 1/1 counter on the creature. They are both white creatures entering, so that will see Court Street, or be seen by Court Street Denizen to tap down 2 more things. They're both soldiers, so I can, and I guess it's one of my better things to do is swing, but I have my reasons. I'm going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's play a land for turn. Going solid on that land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to work with. I am going to start this process. White, and 1, 2, 3 to cast the best boy in the deck, Rescue Retriever. So Rescue Retriever is a 3/3 dog soldier. It does have flash, but I'm just casting it now, because when it enters, I put a 1/1 counter on each other soldier I control, which I'll do that in a second. and I prevent all damage that would be dealt to other attacking soldiers I control. So that could be cast as a combat trick, mid-combat, and you know what, thinking about it, that's actually the best thing to do, isn't it? So let's, for the turn, rewind. Go to combat, and I guess it just makes me one less soldier, doesn't it? That's okay. I will swing with Myrel, and on declaration of attack, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 soldiers. So I'm making 4 of these 1/1 artifact soldiers. And then I will tap the 5 and I will cast that rescue retriever. So that when he enters, I'm putting a 1/1 counter on each other soldier I control. So that's a 1/1 counter on all 4 of those artifact soldiers, 1/1 counter on Court Street Denizen, and on each of my Steel Burr champions. And Myrel, swinging as a 4/5 now, also has prevented, I just prevent all the damage that would be dealt to her because she's attacking. Let's move on to this final turn. That's it, that's a successful turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's keep playing that land for the turn. And let's tap this white for a Soldier of the Pantheon, 2/1 human soldier, protection from multicolored. Whenever an opponent casts a multicolored spell, I gain a life. That enters is seen by Court Street Denizen. I tap something. And then I have options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to work with. Probably what I would do is declare attack with Myrel and all 4 of these soldiers. And I think that I'll leave my Court Street Denizen, but I will also swing with both of my... let's see, I've got so many creatures. Let's start moving around like this. Swinging with both of my Steel Burr champions as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total attacking creatures. On declaration of attack, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 soldiers. So I am making another 10 artifact soldiers that are untapped. So I'll have 4 tapped. 4 of them are tapped. It's going to be 10 of them that are untapped. And then, before damage is dealt, it's going to be white, white, and 1, 2, 3 to flash in Dictate of Heliod. It's got flash. Creatures I control get +2/+2. So now the amount of damage that I'm actually swinging with is very big. That would be 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 damage. Bam. And all of the damage would be prevented to those attacking creatures because of my rescue retriever. It's awesome. I also had in hand a Paragon of New Dawns. That is, other white creatures I control get +1/+1. I chose to do the Dictate of Heliod because that does not specify just white creatures, so my soldiers got buffed. And it's a better buff, of course. And Make a Stand. Creatures I control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until the end of turn. I didn't have enough untapped for that, but next turn, if I had cast that new Paragon of New Dawns, I could have kept up Make a Stand. Something like that. Next draw, Ameria the Sky Ruin. Oh, that's great because I literally had just played my 7th Plains, so that was awesome. I'd say that was freaking perfect. Let's get ready to go again. Yeah. This deck is, I don't know, kind of a simple soldier deck, but it's very similar to other decks that I've built where it's just, I guess my cat deck would be the best example because Just about every creature in that deck is a cat. There are a couple of exceptions, like a Beast Whisperer or something like that. I think the exception in this one is maybe a Mother of Runes or a Guide of Runes. Giver of Runes. Yeah, it's just kind of a fun deck because of that. I have a number of Anthem effects, showed off a couple of them that time. I have a number of ways to give Vigilance, a number of ways to just deal with those single target things. I'm pretty sure Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, and what is it, lay down arms or something like that. Those ones are all just very good mono white single target removal that is exile, and I think this one has all three of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, neat. Let's see what we got here. I think I can go with it. The only problem I'm going to say right now is it is a two-land hand. I do have a couple of 2-drops, so let's just see if it works. Draw. Okay. Land. Pass. Draw. There we go. That works. Johnny's Pridemate. 2/2 Cat Soldier. Whenever I gain life, I may put a 1/1 counter on a Johnny's Pridemate. Going to turn 3. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, let's go with this third land for the turn. I guess I'll go 2 and a white. Preeminent Captain. This one's awesome. 2/2 Kithkin Soldier has first strike, and whenever it attacks, I may put a soldier creature card from my hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So I can kind of cheat out soldiers this way. It's cool. Let's go to turn 4. If I can draw a land, that would be awesome. Here we go. Let's start out by getting Myrel, Shield of Argive. I do have a soldier in hand, but it's a Steelbear champion, so I really don't want to have it enter tapped and attacking. I'd rather offspring that. So I will pass. Let's go to turn 5. Untap, upkeep, draw. Not bad. Let's go white and 1. Thran Power Suit. Now, I can't exactly remember how many auras and equipments are in this deck, so Thran Power Suit's interesting. Does give it Ward 2, but I think that for now, I will swing with Myrel, Shield of Argive. And for protections, I will tap a white, casting Blacksmith's Skill. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn. It does have extra effects if she's an artifact creature, but that's entirely what I have in the deck for, is making it a 3/4 indestructible. On declaration of attack, that's going to be, I have 3 soldiers, so I make 3 soldiers. Here we go. And I think that's that. Go to turn 6. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay. Amaria, the Sky Rune, enters tapped. At the beginning of my upkeep, if I control 7 or more planes, I may return target creature from my graveyard to the battlefield. Right now I've only got 4 planes. Let's go ahead and just tap to equip Thran Power Suit to Myrel, giving her at least Ward 2. Man, that one's really not a great card in this deck, so that's why I Goldfish. White and 1. Valorous Stance. Target creature gains indestructible until the end of turn, and I'll just swing again. Now I should have 6 soldiers because of these guys, so I'm up to 9 artifact soldiers. And let's go to this final turn. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Okay. Well, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Here's my difficulty with it. I have Dictative Heliod, so I can just hard cast that or flash that in, swing with everything and then flash that in. Or make a stand, just swing all out, cast, make a stand, getting out this Steelbur champion because of the preeminent captain, and then just giving it indestructible so I don't have to worry about anything dying. Also, getting 2 attack triggers, preeminent captain, and then Myrel, so I could choose preeminent captain first, and Myrel makes even more soldiers. And then giving them all indestructible. I do have a generous gift, I just drew that, but I think that what I was just mentioning with Steelbur champion and make a stand is probably going to be the best one. So let's just go ahead and swing all out on declaration of attack. For preeminent captain, I get this Steelbur champion tapped and attacking, and then I will tap white and 2, casting make a stand. Creatures I control get +1/+0 until the end of turn. And then, I guess I did that a little bit backwards. So first, let me resolve this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 9, that's 13. So that's another 1, 2, 3. 13. Here we go. But it is something like only 9 of those were actually around to attack. Perfect. And then I will cast Make a Stand, giving all of my creatures indestructible and +1/+0 until the end of turn. That's kind of that. Next turn I'd have Dictative Heliod. I could always generous gift something that I don't want, but this is a fairly simple deck. Speaking of fairly simple deck, man, I probably will switch out that Thran Power Suit. I'm honestly okay with the Blacksmith skill not... I have artifact creatures in the deck. All of my soldiers are artifact creatures, but it really is used for Myrel, Shield of Argive. Let me just see real quick if I have anything. Yes. Let's just go ahead and switch that Thran Power Suit for a Bulwark Ox. That one it's a mount. It has a saddle ability for 1, and whenever it attacks while saddled, I put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and I can sacrifice this creature to have creatures I control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn. So that will be very easy to saddle. It'll be very easy to saddle. That will be able to put 1/1 counters on Myrel. That will also be able to sacrifice to give, if I have ways to give all of my creatures counters. I think that I have something to give creatures counters other than that, but either way, it'll mostly be trying to give her hexproof indestructible. Mostly the indestructible for just swinging free. But yeah, that's not a bad ad. Nice and quick. Also, this is one of my, I guess I'm switching to decks that are not sleeved. It's not going to be permanently non-sleeved, of course, but it's definitely, with having 30 plus decks, that's over 3,000 sleeves. I have a good number of sleeves. Definitely over the 2,500 mark. But these last 500 or so sleeves I don't quite have, so I'm on my way. I'm getting there. But for the sake of making more videos, I'm just going to show them off unsleeved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very nice. I'm going to keep this hand, and soon you'll see exactly why. So, turn 0, I have an effect, Leyline Axe. If this card is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Equip cost 3, equipped creature gets +1/+1, has double strike and trample. So that is freaking awesome. Let's go. Turn 2. Okay, looking at it, Thran Power Suit, it wasn't a bad one to get rid of. I do have some equipment in the deck, but it's not like an equipment-focused deck. So let's go to turn 2. No, that's silly me. Turn 2. Go to turn 1. Untap, upkeep, draw. Land for turn. No, turn 1's just a turn 0. Now turn 2. Untap, upkeep, draw. Land for turn. Turn 3. Draw. Land for turn. And let's start off with... Creature? I guess I could go with the creature. Tap in 3. Intrepid Hero. 1/1. Human Soldier. Tap to destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. He's a good one. He's a cool one. Untap, upkeep, draw. Land. Let's tap it for Myrel. Shield of Argive. And turn 5. Untap, upkeep, draw. I will go white and 2 for Crusader of Odric. Power and toughness equal to the number of creatures I control, so currently a 3/3. Also notably, a human soldier. I will declare attack with Myrel. I will tap a white, use Blacksmith skill, which I just drew into to give hexproof indestructible. But either way, it's on declaration of attack. I am making 3 more soldiers. Let's go to turn 6. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay. Not a land. Let's go something like... well... I could definitely do something along the lines of equipping that Leyline Axe. And looking at it, I didn't even untap Myrel. I could equip that Leyline Axe, make Myrel a 4/5 double strike trample, which is awesome. And might just be the call. So let's tap that 3, Leyline Axe onto Myrel. Swinging with both Myrel and Crusader of Odric. How about? On declaration of attack, I should have 6 soldiers, so I'm making 6 soldiers, making Crusader of Odric a 12/12, and my commander is a 4/5 double strike trample. Let's go to this final turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Land for turn. It kind of helps, but still think that I'm just a 1 short. Yeah, that's a shame. I will still show off the cool thing. Tap white, white, and 1 for Godsend. Equipped creature gets +3/+3. I was really hoping to have that extra land, not miss the 2 land drops, but whatever, it happens. Equipped creature gets +3/+3. Whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by one or more creatures, you may exile one of those creatures. Opponents can't cast cards with the same name as cards exiled with Godsend. So maybe not the best in a commander deck, unless you're going against one of those decks that just has a whole bunch of Heir Apparents or whatever the other ones are, the Shadowborn Apostle or whatever. But that seems a little bit mean. So either way, that was 3 for that. It takes 3 to equip it, so I can't do that. But I can get another soldier, so let's just go white and 1 for a Johnny's Pridemate. Which also, thinking about it, it's mostly just in the deck as a soldier. I don't have many instances of life gain, so it's just kind of a body. So if I find a better soldier, might as well. Continuing, let's swing. Swing the same way that I did last time. Myrel and Crusader of Odric, but now that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So making 3, and then 10. So now I've got, what, like 26 soldiers? Making Crusader of Odric a 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Is that right? 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I was thinking out loud and in my mind. Okay, so that's 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 tokens, making 26 creatures. There we go. And Crusader of Odric is a 26, 26. Myrel is still that 4/5 double strike trample, which I was really just hoping for it to be. What would that be, like a 7/8 double strike trample with exile effects? That would be crazy. Cool. I think that's just about it. Now these games are going a little bit quicker. I'll be honest, they've been pretty dang consistent with just, getting a whole bunch of soldiers. Let's just go one more. Let's go one more quick game. Yeah. Starting off with a Leyland axe in my hand, that was kind of cool. But also thinking about it, I have like my other equipment decks, like Equip a Cat or something like that. The Leyland axe in that deck would be awesome. Especially if I had a couple more soldiers to put in here, I could switch around some things. That's always what's fun about this. Finding which card would be the best in which deck, because I just have so many. Here we go. I definitely prefer shuffling the sleeves. I feel like this is definitely randomizing, but not enough. Still feel like cards stay in their kind of respective chunks rather than getting to alternate back and forth. Halves and halves. And let's just call this good. And I will cut it right about there, I guess. And we'll see if this is good. 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. And let's call it. Let's call it a good thing. Draw. Land. Pass. 2. Land. Pass. 3. Draw. Cool. Land. I will tap 3 and cast Recruiter of the Guard. This one's a classic. This one's one that I would actually want to have, the deck sleeved. When it enters the battlefield, I may search my library for a creature card with toughness 2 or less, reveal it, put it into my hand, then shuffle. I can't actually think of anything specifically that I'm looking for. Court Street Denizen I got out in that first game, and that's actually one of the best ones that I can get. That one's 3. Nope. Okay. I'm just kind of looking through real quick. I'm over halfway through, and I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to choose this Court Street Denizen. There's definitely other options that I have, but this one's definitely the best that I'm seeing so far. Toughness 2 or less. Yeah, let's go. Court Street Denizen. That will be revealed, goes to my hand, and I will shuffle. Yep. It's also why I prefer sleeves. It's much more controlled to shuffle the sleeves than it's chaos. That's what I'm saying. Next time that I showcase this deck, it will be sleeved. Go to turn 4. Untap, upkeep, draw. More land. So let's go ahead and cast the commander. Going to turn 5. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Land for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In hand. I mean, five land on the battlefield. Let's just go ahead and tap 3. I could tap 3 for Court Street Denizen. I could also tap 3 for a Spear of Heliod. And I'm not exactly getting out... Okay, here's what it is. Court Street Denizen. And I think that I will actually just pass. I don't feel like I have a safe enough attack with Myrel. So let's go to turn 6. Ooh, that's actually one of the best ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we're just going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To cast Gust Cloak Savior. This is a 3/4 bird soldier. Has flying, and whenever a creature I control becomes blocked, I may untap it and remove it from combat, which means I can now safely swing with Myrel. Swinging. On declaration of attack, I have 4 soldiers, so I am making 4 soldiers. And then whether or not she gets blocked, I can just... Well, if she gets blocked and it would kill, bam, just untapped, removed from combat, but still had attacked. Let's go to this final turn. See, these playtests are just breezing by. But I will say, this next turn is cool. Draw. Let's go ahead and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast Captain of the Watch. Now, Captain of the Watch is awesome. It's a 6-cost, 3/3 vigilance. Other soldiers I control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, I put 3 1/1 white creature soldiers onto the battlefield. So it's something like Captain of the Watch enters, which will make me 1, 2. That one's human soldier, that one's human soldier, that one's cat soldier. 3. That'll make me 3 1/1 soldiers. And that is seen by Court Street Denizen as 4 creatures entering, so I can tap up to 4 things. And all of my creatures are getting a buff. I will then swing with Myrel as a, actually doesn't even have to tap, as a 4/5 vigilance, that if it becomes blocked, I can just remove it from combat. On declaration of attack, that is 1, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me double check that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 creatures. So I'm making 12 more soldiers. There we go. Very cool. That's pretty much this test game. Yeah. I'm just going to go over what I had in my hand. I had a Spear of Heliod that would have given all of my creatures +1/+1, and the extra ability for 1 white and it destroy target creature that dealt damage to me this turn. Interesting one. Grasp of Fate, so 1 2 white to have this enter, and I exile a non-land permanent that a player controls until this leaves. Search the Premises, which whenever a creature attacks me or a planeswalker I control, I investigate, which is very good. It's one of my ways of draw in the deck. There's not many ways of draw, but this is one of them. Slash the Ranks. I like this one, especially with this commander. Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers except for commanders, because I can pick up typically easier than other people just by doubling soldiers. Krovax, Ascendant Hero. This one I just drew into, otherwise I might have played him. 4/4 Human Lord, so he is not a soldier, but other white creatures get +1/+1, non-white creatures get -1/-1, and I can pay 2 life to return him to its owner's hand. So this is a static debuff for all of my opponent's creatures that are not white. So that's just a cool one. It is also other white creatures. It's just not other white creatures I control, so this one is an older card that could benefit my opponents, but it's benefiting me most. Yeah, that is my deck in a nutshell. Like I was mentioning, next time that you see this one, it will be sleeved, and truth be told, it'll probably be tuned up even more. So hope you enjoyed the video, and looking forward to showing off again. Heck yeah. Yeah, I think that's just about it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Later.